Hello, good afternoon, good morning, or evening, and thank you for joining the program. Welcome to Itchy Painty, the miniature live stream program by Resident Evil fans for a Resident Evil fan. And today, joining me, as always, is my constant companion and second coolest person that I know, James, aka Moist Outlet, aka our friend Painty. James, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Also joining us is our resident queen, CEO, and overall headmistress of First Aid Spray Academy. Let's give a warm round of welcome for her, might be first appearance and voice on the show. Sai, welcome.
I think I've scooted in to say hello
A couple
briefly
times.
before. Headmistress, that's new.
Headmistress of
Yeah,
FA Spray Pod Academy.
I thought I would just be like here for a bit at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
And today, actually, we see that we're not painting anything, despite the absolute surprise that we didn't talk about earlier on Sai's Parasite podcast stream. We are unboxing. James and I got our copies of Monster Hunter World finally. Halfway through the Kickstarter for the expansion, so maybe we'll get a chance to play it before we decide whether or not to back that. But I'm really excited about this one. We're going to be painting some of the minis from this one. I don't know that we're going to go as deep as we did with Bard's Song with Monster Hunter. Actually,
it's not as many minis, but they're big.
It's not as many minis. They are bigger, and I actually do like the minis a lot better. Like generic fantasy minis kind of get tiring to me after a while. And these are vastly different. So, Sonny, this is a blind unopening. Hey, Martin, today the first Resident Evil fan that we're doing the show for. Martin, welcome to the program. He is the Resident Evil fan mentioned in the opening of the show. Welcome also to Choji. Welcome to the program, both of you. I'm glad y'all could make it. So I haven't looked at this box at all. You saw that I actually just unwrapped the shrink wrap. The only thing I've done to these is in the shrink wrap, I actually cut the box shrink wrap so that it would be easier for me to open here on stream.
Bit of advice: take special care about where everything has gone.
So you know where to put it back, I'm guessing?
Because there's a lot of... I spent a long time... I got mine a few days ago, and I spent a long time twisting and turning things until they fit into their little receptacle.
And then take a look at the back of the box indicating the general rules of the game. This is the Ancient Forest. We have 7 boxes we're going to go through today.
Oh, so you guys got like the full package.
Oh, yeah.
We got the core pledge and all in.
We put a lot of time into this game. Man,
we really did,
this
didn't we?
Game a lot, yeah.
I think we played it for like 60, 70 hours or something.
Yeah, a lot of time. I know I got several achievements on TTS because of how much we played it. I was replaced by the mentioned fan. Well, I open the show with for a Resident Evil fan, and I usually call the first person who talks out. It is so many pieces. It is. I don't know that I'm going to do a whole bunch of punching. I might punch after we're done unopening everything if we have some time afterwards. I find punching to be quite cathartic, but let's dive on in.
Quite easy to do, actually, for these boxes.
Good. Punching board games is one of everybody's least favorite activities to do at PAX. It's like the one that nobody wants. I do appreciate Steamforge's ongoing, like, hey, here's this art piece that goes on top that is secretly the directions for organizing your tray, James. Which I don't know if you figured that out.
Yeah. And we're going to get another one at the end of this year. I think we'll give them a sneak peek of something. I don't know if I can say it, but...
I mean, it's already... The Kickstarter for that one is already out and done, right?
Oh, wait, it was shown on social media, I think.
Very quietly, because I know, I don't know what's talked about and what's not at this point.
Right.
Bugs.
Yeah.
I think your camera's frozen on our end.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, and for y'all, I have to have the window selected like that. Does that come back?
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So this is
that fella.
This is a Rathalos.
Oh, that's the one I know.
Yeah,
that's the
one that everybody knows. It's actually not a dragon, James.
It's a dragon.
It is not. Ooh, boy, James, we're gonna fight here on stream in front of Sai. You're gonna embarrass me.
Dragon.
You need to go back to Dragon School, James. The headmistress of Fast Academy is right there.
I don't give a shit.
Are you the bad boy of the class?
Yeah, Dragons 101 class.
Look at that dragon.
That's a dragon.
Oh my god, this is a wyvern, everybody.
Oh,
It is,
okay.
it is a
It's a
wyvern.
kind of dragon.
It's not a kind of dragon. It's a different creature altogether. Dragons have 4 legs.
It's basically a dragon.
You know, it's funny. That's the second time that's come up today. So
Dragons have 4 legs.
yeah, like wyverns and dragons
Yeah.
being different, and also worm
That's-
dragons with no legs. Like, what am I?
It actually completely depends on the fandom.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
So no one is,
Everyone
right.
could be right.
Everyone.
This
could
is
be right.
lovely. Like this sculpt on this Rathalos is gorgeous.
By the way, I'm jealous because your wings fitted in really well. Mine did not fit very well.
So there's a fun lesson that we can cover on stream. One of the week we do the Rathalos, because there's a trick to that. You just soak it in some hot water, and slot it in, and it'll go right in. It'll slide right in easily.
Oh, it's like polyester clothing.
Yeah. Wait, polyester clothing you can stretch with hot water.
Yeah, if you put hot water on it. Like, mostly I do it with hats. So if a hat doesn't fit you, and I have a very large head, if you soak it in warm water and just stick it on your head, it stretches and it keeps to that size.
It's funny, when I was in military school for high school, and I remember that when we got, because you got berets if you were on specific participation teams, like the rifle drill team or the orienteering team, and that was how they taught everybody how to like set their berets, was to get them wet first, because that's how you get that like military angular look that's really popular.
Yeah, in Monster Hunter World, just to be clear, this is a wyvern.
This is a
So
wyvern.
in the Monster Hunter World fandom, you're going to be seeing dragons, well, quote, dragons later.
Yeah, we will have dragons. Elder dragons, as they call them in the game. This is lovely. I do love this Rathalos sculpt. I think this will be a lot of fun. James, I'm looking forward to this project. I'm actually looking forward to a lot of these minis, because as we've discussed like independently and a little bit on the stream, I do prefer larger minis when I'm painting anymore, because I just think they're more fun. Look at this. This is what they call a Great Jagras. This is literally the first monster you fight in the game.
Actually, I know that one too.
I also think it's kind of appropriate that this will be the first monster that we tackle.
Okay, cool.
When we get to monsters, I think it'd be funny. This is my like super lame. Burger's a giant nerd. I think we should do them in order of like encounter.
Okay.
But this is a Great Jagras one. Again, the detail on these models is really crazy. As a Steamforged fan, for as long as I've been, I have to say one of my favorite things is seeing how much their stuff has improved. Some of the original Guild Ball stuff was kind of rough, but it's lovely to see these now. And also, welcome to the program, Iggy. Welcome back, Iggy,
Hey,
joining us for the first size Siorite Eve. I'm really excited.
Sued by Monster Energy? What?
Yeah, Monster Energy is suing everybody who has the word monster in their thing.
Are they really?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard
think-
that.
That's so funny.
I'm really excited for this because like it's got that. So I'm feeling it. You can see, because like I'm envisioning in my brain as I'm looking at this, like how to paint that like dry iguana skin. I don't know if y'all have ever had or engaged with an iguana in any capacity.
Iguana escapades.
Iguana, yes, like it's dry skin, lizard skin. The next up in order of appearance is the Toby Kadachi.
You got that name wrong. It's a Kobayashi Maru.
The Kobayashi Maru, that's right.
It's adorable.
It's super cute, isn't it? This is actually one of my favorite monsters to fight.
Yeah, same. I love the...
I want to look this thing up. How do I spell Kobayashi? Well, not Kobayashi.
Toby Kadachi. TOBIKAD.
I just put Toby in and then Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
It's got like little feathers. I'm really excited to paint this one. I really am.
I love this is one of my favorite monsters too, because I love the white into the blue on this creature.
Yep, that's what I'm most excited about. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really cool. Funnily enough, one of the first images that comes up is from the ball game.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool looking.
Now the next monster you face is actually a separate box. And that would be... I'll pull that... We'll have to skip ahead now because the Kuliyaku is its own box. But we also
right, yeah.
we also have this is the first vibe check monster of this one. I'm actually also really excited to paint this one, just because of there's a lot of contrast between the head and the body scales and the mane of this monster. Like obviously it's a T-Rex vulture that breathes fire or acid later. There's a couple of different ones.
From its nostrils.
Monster Beast Unleashed. Also claimed to own the word M or 3 slashes claw marks in the logo design.
So bad.
But that's
when you know an organization has got too big for their boots, right?
And there's also like there'll be some fun room for transitionary highlights and a lot of textures. God, I love the amount of textures on these. They're so cool. I am bigly very excited. We're gonna lift this top part out here and take a look at what's next. I'm gonna slide this over here. And it goes in like that. That's pretty cool how it slots together. Sai, did you play this game at all during your time at Steamforged Games?
I didn't, unfortunately. I did get to see a prototype, but I think it was one of the earliest prototype versions when I was there being looked at. But we didn't get a chance to play it, unfortunately. But even back then, you look at the miniatures and you're like, yeah, this is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Especially with considering just how many cool monsters. Obviously, it's Monster Hunter. There's loads of cool monsters. That's the entire point.
Right.
So,
all right, I have made a giant mess. It's okay though. But that's fine.
Oh, jeez, you really have.
I have made a giant mess. It's all right. We're gonna take these out. We're gonna start up. We're gonna do this right. Get it together. All right.
Top tip, by the way.
What's up?
You know the punch outs there.
Yeah.
So other than the little dials that you use for initiative or turn order, everything in those punch outs can fit in that little. I don't know how you're looking at the
this
camera. Not where the player that's where the minis go
right
where you just pointed. No, up. No, across. No, other way. Yeah, there.
This is.
And then where you originally pointed
right
is where
here.
all the punch outs go.
This right here. Okay.
Yeah, that right there. That right there.
This is minis. This is punch outs.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Heard. Tiny cards. These are cute. I love the design on these.
Have a look at the have a look at the little like the weapon cards, the charge, the combo things. I think it should have been in there.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna see if I can set the camera to focus in a different way.
Martin asked in the chat, do you prefer pre-built models or building them from spruce?
Oh, I always prefer pre-built, please.
Same. Yes.
Especially now, like
We've got to that point with tech now where it's like we can do it.
right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Agreed.
I think there is
for me with Warhammer for the 2 months that I played it in my teens, it was like gluing them together is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of my friends comment about how it's like the part of the hobby that they hate the most. We're just gonna add some light into the box.
I was going to say that
cracking
there is
glue out it's for basing. That's
right.
Basically...
Yeah.
So which cards are these am I looking at, James? The weapon ones?
Sorry, I can't see the camera.
Oh, let me fix it again. I apologize. Here we go.
Yeah, so in the box you would have got like the long. So those are the weapon cards, but there would have been a big, like kind of I want to say like 9 to 10 inch long black plastic envelope.
Oh, I see it. This thing.
Yeah, that's where your
dashboards. Yeah.
That's where your combos are recorded. And
oh
stuff.
Wow! It's funny. I've never seen any of this stuff, so I think we can talk about this at this point. But James and I were on the playtest team for this game, and we didn't have.
Yeah, it's not a secret now. The game's out.
Yeah.
Your name should be in the rulebook, right? So
it is. We're gonna look at that in a bit. So these are what you play your cards against. This is nice. This is your loadout meter.
We had none of this. We had to basically.
Yeah, we used our imaginations.
Yeah, that is development.
Yeah, it's so cool.
This
so
is
cool
lovely. All right, so we do have dials, dice, which I don't remember needing for the game.
I think it's turn order.
Oh, okay. Tactical. What? See, these are the cards that pop up for your palicos. It looks like there's more of these than there were in the game.
Oh, the palicos are adorable, by the way.
Do we
So
we
cute.
want to dive into some of the card stuff, or?
We have a lot of boxes to go through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cards. We can like you're doing. We can quickly describe what they are.
Yeah. So these are the different weapons. I imagine if I were to open this, it would have. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll do one just to show what the weapon decks look like, because the weapon decks are interesting.
So if folks have no idea about what this game is, by the way, it is a deck building game.
Yeah.
And your turn consists of drawing cards and having a full hand, and then picking the best choice.
And then
And
refreshing
what
some
your
of those.
position is. Yeah, and what your positioning is
Yeah.
on the board depends on what you do.
Yeah.
Tiger, did you play the Horizon game?
I did. I loved it.
Is it similar to that in any way? Because that's kind of that description sort of matches that, where you've got like a deck of cards that's attacks and abilities. And...
Kind of, yeah. So like you start off with like the base. So for example, let me see what's the first one. I think it's Carapace Buster. The green ones are the first 2 levels, and then they have a base deck. And as you upgrade them to other weapons, they upgrade, and you add cards to take. So notice how the Barros Shredder has no 1s in it in the deck for the damage. And then the numbers change. And you also remove 2 greatsword blocks and any cards, and replace it with these 4 cards for that weapon. And then you have combo meters. The design on these cards is so good. I'm actually I'm gonna be kind of honest. I was not. Oh, this lets you move too, and deal another damage card. The graphic design on these makes me really want to play the game more now.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you, I was admittedly kind of cold until I saw these, and I might try this out for board game night tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will say one of my favorite things is gonna happen right now, and there's a deck of small cards, and there's a spot for those small cards. Oh, and this is the monster's damage cards. This is cool. All right, so there's another cool set of cards. We'll do this once. We're not gonna do this for every box set, but it is cool to look at the cards.
It's a repeat with most of the boxes anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the whether or not they're enraged. And then so the monster will move 4 and behave in these matters consistent with depending on which direction they're facing. It's so cool.
Just like the real game, positioning is everything.
Yeah, it's neat. And again, I love the design here with how they have that set up. That's lovely. Yeah. Awesome. And
just to keep everybody in the know as well with these, but these would be down, so you wouldn't know. This is how kind of the random RNG aspect happens.
Right.
These would be down on the board, and then you would draw, and then the next attack would come out, and then you'd have to, the party would have to move around whatever the attack is. And,
yeah. So you'd be able to prepare for in a turn order.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And these are event cards that'll pop up at different triggers in the game. And then you also have the Palico cards, which are additional events that you can add and augment your trip with, and they're just so cute.
The other thing about this game is that it has an RPG campaign aspect where it has like a story mode. So you go through, and then depending on your choices as a party, depends on what you will either get as rewards or what you will fight next, etc. It's in a whole quest book.
I'm very excited to explore more of that, because we didn't get to do much of that when we were playtesting.
We got very basic stuff, didn't we?
We did, which is fine.
That's the stuff.
It's like
we refined the life there, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last set of cards that we're looking at we'll do some damage cards, of which there's a bunch. The card backs on these ones are really cool. These are the elemental augments, I'm guessing.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm digging this a lot. These are nice. Got it. We haven't even looked at the hunter models yet. I'm like just eyeballing them over there. So these are the damage cards. You can see that it has all the different weapon symbols on it. They go up to, geez, there's a lot
Oh,
of,
that's cool.
yeah. This actually, it's funny. This is actually kind of what they looked like, except they were white on the, and then yeah, this is elemental damage, depending on whatever your weapon's elemental augments is. That's really
It
neat.
didn't have all the all of the
Yeah.
weapons. It was just like, this is what you're given.
And the back of the card looks really cool as well. The
Yeah.
graphic design on this game is top notch. 100% to Steamforged's art department for nailing this one. And the last thing we'll look at here is the armor, your equipment that you can get, which you'll see slots for here on their boards. So we have our palico, our weapon, armor, sorry, helmet, armor, and feats. And then you can see this one gives you 0 additional armor, but you can't be poisoned, which is really useful in some of them. This gets you 1 armor. I'm pretty sure this has, yeah, I think this is all starting armor anyway. But just like with other stuff, once you can upgrade it to get more, because you can ignore a stunned ability. That's great. This one gives you a resistance, so it gives you a defense and then a resistance to water attacks. If you have the helmet, it gives you an ability. So typically in Monster Hunter, you'd have the full set to get stuff like this. But in this, just for the sake of having, being able to play around with your build a little bit more, you do get the ability to, like, they're not making you have the set to have like Palico Rally as an ability. Look at the Tobi Kadachi suit; it looks lovely.
It's awesome. That was one of my favorite. That and oh shit, the Odogaron.
Yeah, the Odogaron armor is really cool.
Which I'm really sad that there isn't an Odogaron.
It's okay.
But that's because we don't have the
Expansion.
What was the place called? Elder something.
Oh, the Elder Dragon Peaks or something like that, right?
Elder Spires or something.
Yeah.
I don't think we can talk about the process, guys. And like, but I mean we were very thorough with things we found.
I mean, I don't know that there's anything against like just the process. We were given cards to play. We were given things to play with,
Yeah.
and told to play specific scenarios a lot of the time.
Okay. Yeah, like, there would be a weekly like list of things that would need to be like tested, and then we test that. And I think we mostly settled into kind of a small kind of list of weapons that we wanted to test.
Yeah.
And then like basically we told Steamforged that, and yeah, like me, it was mostly like longsword and insect glaive and dual daggers, for instance. And
I'm trying to find a good way to mitigate some of the. There we go. This should be fine. Focus up, camera. All right, and so this is the dual blades, little weeb weapons.
It's one of the weeb weapons.
I think it's the first weeb weapon that people experiment with. This is the bow. It's a fun one.
I fully went. There's some stories to tell because I fully went full anime weeb Kirito mode when we were playing.
This is the greatsword, one of my favorite builds.
Really cool.
And then lastly, this is the sword and shield, and that looks like the Rathalos set, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put these back in. We're gonna sort all of our stuff out and put it away appropriately. Just poops them in there. Poops.
It's a little hard to see on stream, but how detailed are those models? They look.
They're fairly detailed. They do look a little, like they're softer than the bigger monsters, but they're fine.
The thing of it is obviously, and I'm sure people are aware of this, like there's a difference between board game miniatures and war game miniatures.
Right.
Like those are obviously tend to be a lot more detailed for war game. But board game miniatures in general tend to be getting better Steamforged are one of the companies that,
really,
as you said, Berg, earlier, they've always been good, but they're really at the top.
Really, just like yes, because like
Level
even
of detail is
you think
very
of a game
impressive
like
at this point.
Frosthaven, which is like one of the most funded Kickstarters ever, and their minis look straight soft.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of that.
It's hard. It's hard to tell on minis like this that have a light kind of color as well, because you can't see a lot of the detail.
Right.
But when we actually prime them,
yes,
you'll start seeing all that detail.
Because light penetrates the edges to make them look a little fuzzy. Right. That's how science works.
Yes.
Yeah. Science, bitch.
Science, bitch.
As Jesse would say.
While you're switching stuff over, I'll also just chime in with the playtesting thing. I don't know what their situation right now is, obviously, because I haven't worked for them for a year now. But I know that they're choosy about playtesting, but it's they like to use reliable people because it is fun, but also it is it's not. I wouldn't say a job, but as you guys said, you have to kind of report back every week certain things, and you need to be asked certain things. And if you aren't coming up with any answers to any of those questions, then you are just kind of like playing the game and having fun, which is great for you, but not great for making the game good. So
they have worked on their process though. They've worked. It's been better. Like suffice it to say, if you follow Sherwin on Twitter, he will often share updates of when they're looking for potential
I'm sure
playtesters. So this is that campaign sheet that we talked about, where you can track all of your for your player, your campaign, your hunter name, your palico name, and your specific individual things. I think this is awesome. I'm disappointed at the number of sheets there are in here because there's not many. But I guess they're just anticipating that you're not going to have more than 4 friends that want to play a game that takes this long.
That's unfortunate. For me, I hate using those things. Any board game where it's like, here, fill this out. I'm like, nope, I'll make my own, or I will copy this.
There's got to be an app for this, right?
Like, exactly. I'm not. I just want it to be pristine forever. Thank you. So no, I'm not doing that. But that's a shame if there isn't any.
Right, in terms of models, Martin, that's a really broad has a really broad answer to it. Because there are a lot of model makers out there that are kind of low quality ish, like Reaper minis, for instance, are
the
very
Bones
soft
minis,
but they're good for what they are. But then you have pretty high quality minis like Knowles' ones from WizKids.
The problem with those ones is like they're good minis, but they have a different problem because they just come caked in Primer. They're absolutely caked in the stuff.
I would actually shop around. I use, and this is not the kink. I go to a site called SNM Miniatures, and on there they have a bunch of different minis that you can look through and see, and they're not very expensive. They're like £1 to £2 a mini. So you could get like a small batch and see which ones you prefer. This is only in UK, by the way. I'm not talking about.
So James, I got the next cool thing. Check this out. This is again
snmstuff.co.uk, I think.
Oh, it's S&M stuff. Thank you. Yeah.
So this is neat. I have to figure out what the positioning of these are, but these are something we didn't have when we were playing. Again, is the graphic design of these hunters boards.
Oh yeah.
Look at these. These are so cool. It has I guess these are the weaknesses and resistances to them. So this one is weak against dragon and water, or immune to dragon and water. Is extra weak against lightning. The way you overcome resistances is by having a number of ability. So if you have a weapon that does paralysis and you draw a single paralysis, he mitigates 1 for the round, and then the next person who or next time you hit him with a paralysis, then it'll stun him or give him a paralysis, which prevents an action or an ability from happening. 50 health, and then there's increasing difficulties where the various numbers change. These are where you put their tokens. This is neat. This design on these is lovely. So here's what happens when you break the specific parts of the body too. So this one, if you break you break his mouth, his he loses the ability to inflict water because he can't shoot water jets at you anymore. If you break his back, he just takes a flat 5 damage. You break his claws in this case. His ability, or I guess it's breaking his legs. He moves 1 less when he attacks now. So as you break these points, the monster changes and gets a little bit weaker. And again, these are this is the first one. Changes and upgrades. We have. Oh, actually, we do have the card for the Azarathlos, but we don't have the model for the Azarathlos, which is interesting. I'm glad that they at least gave us that. These are different variants for the other monsters. We have Rathalos.
You can just use the same one, can't you?
Yeah, I can paint mine as a blue Rathalos.
I kind of sad we didn't get Rathian and Rathalos.
I mean, they're basically the same monster.
They're different though.
The Rathian is green. I can paint my Rathalos like a Rathian.
They're a bit different.
And then the Toby Kadachi, which, as indicated, is best boy monster. This is lovely. I'm very happy with this so far. Let me see if that's where these go. No.
I wish I could be there to help.
It's okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. So the manual goes across the box, like lengthways.
And these are the build paths. This is lovely.
This is exactly like the game. Like the game also has these build paths. They've done so well in keeping it like very gamey while also being a board game, a video gamey. I mean,
that's where that goes. Hell yeah! I found it. Everybody. Boom, perfect. Which means that these probably do go here. Just
there
like
you go.
that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which means this probably. Oh, I'll put that on top. That probably has somewhere else it lives. And then
you're gonna have, once you do your cutouts, you're gonna have a lot less space. Sorry, a lot more space in there.
Okay.
As well.
So I'll probably do cutouts. I'll do my punch outs after stream again, or depending on how much time we have left once we're done unboxing everything, we'll do it on stream.
Just punching. Keep the box open just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it off to the side here. There we go. I'm gonna tear open the cutouts. Not because we want to punch anything out. In fact, it's the opposite, but because I want to look at the board. I'm gonna move this off to the side now.
Cool.
Look at that. And it's funny, like in my head, because we were playing this in a digital space, like I had no idea of the scale of the board.
Yeah. Makes sense though. I mean, size of some of those miniatures.
Yeah. And so the way the monster will work is it moves by nodes. It'll just go boops, 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 and face. Cool. Right. It's honestly, it when we started playing it felt a lot like Dark Souls.
But
I think it's more skill based than Dark Souls because there's fewer dice rolls, which given my experiences with both games, I think feels a little less accurate because the like Dark Souls is way more skill based and less random, I think, than Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter has a lot of random ability like procs. And you have your Monster Hunters, which I'll grab a few of right now, just to show what it looks like. Yeah, you'd be surrounded.
I appreciate it's super. Yeah, I love that the circles are the right size as well for them.
Yeah, to move your guys over.
It's super clear, which is good. Like,
yeah, I love this a lot.
Very easy sit here and like make it sound like I'm licking Steamforged bum over and over again.
They deserve it though.
The thing is though, some of their other games are really not clear. Like this is something that I would love them to do more of this kind of clarity because Bard Song is like I get what they were going for, but the tiles in that are just
bad.
cannot tell where the zones are at all.
Bit wonky.
Yeah.
Because there's
It's-
no line, there's no
it's
symbolage. It's just
well, there's
this bit's a slightly different color. It's like
there's like very fine delineation. Like there's
Yeah.
cracks in the ground that indicate what the tile spaces are
yeah,
supposed to be.
it's cool. It was a cool idea. I just don't think it worked. Like clarity's more important. And God Tier is also has issues with that, where it's got like hexagons that you can barely see as well. So
On the playmat that I have for God Tier, it's not that bad, but I haven't seen any of the alternate boards or anything if they've released anything new.
I've only got one, so I couldn't really speak to all of them. But the one that I've got, so it's not great. It's something that they could definitely improve on, and this is the right direction for me. Just make it clear. It can still be pretty.
This might be one of like one of the best rule books I've seen from Steamforged games. Just in terms of how big everything is.
Yeah,
in the pictures.
That is.
This is lovely.
In itself.
This is what your stamina boards will look like. Everybody has their hunter card. This is lovely. I like this a lot.
I want to play this. I don't even know anything about Monster Hunter, but I'm curious. Even more reason to be curious to play it. To be honest. I don't know what anything is. Let's do it.
It's funny now that I have the opportunity to play the game as a whole thing. I'm more interested in it because just playing through the combat stuff without any of the stuff to tie it all together, without that building up aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you might be lacking something cool in the game.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, this is a wonderful rule book, but that's not what we're here to see. We're here to go to the back of the rule book, front of the rule book, first page, to see. Hey, look who it is! It me, and it James. And it Michael, my friend Michael, and my friend Andrew.
Hey.
Is there anybody else I know on this list? No.
Michael and Andrew were great to test with as well.
Yeah, they're both programmers and attacked it like programmers.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was just there to attack it in terms of its narrative sense and how it made sense in a narrative way. Mm-hmm. And then, Andrew and Michael were looking at it in terms of the mechanics. It was so interesting.
So this is that campaign book that we told you about, where there's look at this. There's 30 different paths you can take while you're hunting a great jaguars, which is pretty neat. Follow the scout flies, discard a time card, gain a track token, progress to entry 21. So we go to entry 21.
I remember us not liking the scout fly system very much.
Yeah, I think they worked on it.
Yeah,
but we didn't do narrative stuff except for very in the early time.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they've improved it.
Medium bone.
But some of this artwork in this book.
Yeah.
So good.
This is lovely. Look at that. Look at that Toby K.
This is original artwork as well. This
is all original artwork.
Usually,
it's really cool. Is the assigned quest. So the way Monster Hunter difficulty works is the assigned quest is when you fight the monster for the first time, and it has obstacles that appear in the map, which is pretty neat. Because Toby Kadachi, which is really cool, is when you're fighting the Toby Kadachi, it'll leap around the arena, and bound off of trees and stuff. Man, Sai, if you have access to PlayStation Plus, right? We should play Monster Hunter World on PlayStation Plus sometime.
Yeah, I have the basic one, so enough. I don't even know.
I mean, if you get that GPU, we can play it on PC. We can all play.
Yeah, we could.
We'll see what happens. We'll see. That is the only way I will play it. Is I have people to play it with. So
I would play it. I'd play Monster Hunter.
It's way more fun with people. Like any game. I did solo it for a bit, but the people I was playing with stopped playing. Yeah, so I had less fun with it. So
my biggest issue is I played a lot of Monster Hunter, but my friends again, just like James, my friends that I was playing with it were always much higher Monster Hunter rank than I was.
This is a cakewalk.
So yeah, well, and it was also inconveniencing them to come play with me, right? And they were
you guys would have to start again if I played.
Actually, no, we could just jump in and play with you. But my friends made me feel bad about it.
Buttheads.
Yeah, they're about heads. So the next two
Well,
boxes we have are smaller.
I'm gonna dip off.
Bye.
We're gonna make dinner, but it's been nice to look at this. I now officially want to play this.
Did you tell Tina the thing?
I did, yes.
What'd she say?
She was very reluctant to give an answer.
Okay. Well, again,
She's avoiding your emotional turmoil.
that's fine. I'm gonna cry anyway because she hasn't said hi to me in a while.
Okay. I'll subtly drop that into conversation.
You don't have to do that. I was gonna poke at her after stream and give her a hard time about it.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Have fun, guys.
Be well.
Enjoy dinner.
Yo, zoom in and enhance.
A game takes 1 to 2 hours, like if you're doing like a campaign or a fight. But you can go longer than that. It's all depending on how much time you've got.
The fights can go pretty. There were some nights where we were just because they gave us access to like all of the gear. There were nights where we just dumpstered monsters. But you do that in Monster Hunter sometimes as well. You can't just dumpster stuff. This is Palico. This is so cute. That's Palico.
Oh, this is the arsenal. Is this?
Yeah,
oh, no,
this is the arsenal. This is
Yeah,
Kuliyaku.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This has got the Tobi Kadachi set.
So cool. Look at these little guys.
I can't. Oh my god! I can't wait to paint these.
Spiky fellow, yeah.
Taking a picture on my cell phone.
I actually prefer Monster Hunter. We were discussing this a couple of days ago. I actually prefer Monster Hunter on controller.
I do too.
Because the game is quite slow in terms of its combat, and it makes more sense for me on a controller.
And then this one is.
I'm not like slamming my keyboard constantly.
This one is wearing the Jagras. That's really cool. I guess this is the Kuliyaku. It's got its rock. This is one of the most, not ironically, most frustrating monsters in the game.
The Kuliyaku?
The Kuliyaku, because it's rock.
With its rock shield?
It's rock shield. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and a Porky.
Yellow Pookie.
Oh, Pookie.
Now this is going to be, when we get to the Pookie, this is going to be something we're going to have to do different, because we're going to have to do whatever our Pookie was dressed as.
Absolutely.
In the video game.
And then here's another Palico. It looks like he's wearing Bear Roth stuff.
Certified good boys, yes. Palicos.
There's actually, in the new Monster Hunter, you get doggos.
You do, yeah.
What do they call the doggos?
Fuck. Been a while since I played Rise. Yeah, I can't remember. You get owls. As well, you get little owls. Owl friends. Of course. That's what sold me on the game, was the owls.
Here is more weapons.
Did we ask James what he calls roly-poly bugs?
What do you call roly-polies in? Oh, pill bug. No, see, we killed it because we're supposed to ask him what he calls pill bugs. Because I was going to make a joke that you call them roly-polies. So that definitely sounds funny.
Pookie's the best part of the game. You damn right. Best part is picking him up and carrying him wherever you wanted to go. Palamutes, yes. Thank you. The doggy name.
There we go. That's fine. There's another great Jagras weapon. That's dope. These are cool.
I do, going back to a question from Martin earlier on as well, by the way, I do think that when it comes to models, getting board games like this from Steamforged games, to be honest, because their value for money is really good.
There's a lot of models in here for the cash.
Like, you know, Birdsong, for instance, like the minis, there are so many minis in that I've already used for D&D. Like, it's got tons in there, and like Monster Hunter also has, you know, I mean, the Elder Dragons and the Wyverns in this I'll definitely use in a D&D game at some point.
I might even try to find a Monster Hunter like D&D mod and fucks around with it.
Yeah.
So this is the Hunter's Arsenal. I like that the symbol is 14 plus is you and a palico, and then 1 to 4 players is 3 palicos. You and your 3 of your friends.
Oh, woodlouse? Yeah, woodlouse is different though. Woodlouse is different from a pillbug.
Oh yes! Oh, it's gun lance. That's right. We didn't get normal lance. I'm
I
sad.
can smell smoke. What the heck?
And this is just more monsters, more monster hunters. A lot of more cards, new build paths. This adds the gun lance, the longsword, the guns, and the hammer to the game. It's funny because people were like kind of upset that these weapons weren't in the game, so they were added after. I believe that this is something for the. I wonder if there's different. Okay, we have to check the other one because I'm pretty sure the Swax was in the game too.
Yeah, pretty sure it was.
This
I remember
is something to do with one of the weapon attacks, I think.
I remember one of us absolutely destroying one of the monsters with a great hammer.
I remember it, yeah, because it was busted when they showed it to us.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, we I think we were like most of us were like unconscious, and then one of us just completely destroyed a monster.
Really good pulls in the deck too. This isn't a hammer. This is a hunting horn. That's what this is. That's a hunting horn. Because this is the hunting horn deck. That's lovely.
Best weapon in Rise.
No joke. Oh, this is neat. These are new hunter special rules. Arena quests, which is lovely. Arena quests are in Monster Hunter where they give you a specific loadout.
Oh, they have arena quests. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And this is the longsword has the spirit meter where you that's the weapon. That's the weapon that did it. Because you level up your spirit and you had a really great turn when the spirit got maxed out.
Yeah, I just comboed. I went full Kirito. Yeah. Sword Art Online.
Full Kirito.
I went like I fully roleplayed during this playtest session. It was really silly.
It was awesome. And here's more build paths. This is lovely. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to consolidate a lot of this board game. I probably won't be able to, but next up,
I don't know where to put my board game at the moment. It's just stuck in the living room.
Yeah, I've got mine, Michael's, and Andrew's in my house right now. And I was just at Andrew's house yesterday. But his woodlouse is pillbugs is what Cy called them.
But woodlouse and pillbugs are different.
You're different.
I mean, I am, but they're different species of bug.
I think technically a pillbug is a crustacean. I think that's the meme. Move myself another way. Y'all don't need to see that.
All right, this is the one I have some opinions about.
Do you have opinions about it?
I have opinions about this one, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you them when you open it up. When you get to a certain monster.
Yeah. This is the Wildspire Waste, the other zone that they gave us. Diabolos. He's massive. Jeez.
Huge. Yeah, some of these I'm
gonna slot this together right now.
Like one of those wings I had real problems with. The other one was fine, but I do like how chunky they are.
They are very chunky. I like this a lot.
Like they don't feel like when you put them on. Like a lot of the times when you're assembling like this, like big minis like this, you're afraid you're gonna snap something. But these joints are really chunky.
Yeah. And this is a chunky boy.
Oh, hey, real time. We're streaming on YouTube at the moment as well.
Yeah, we are on YouTube.
You're basically watching it live. Live.
YouTube is with the doodad, and I don't have access to the YouTube stream.
Let me give you a link there.
Because I have to have my set up in a specific way. Because I'm a scrub.
Yeah, we got people in the chat that we're chatting to, so just so you have context, it might be better to go over there.
Yeah. So here's the Diabolos. I tell you what, James. I see why you had a problem with this monster. It's also a wyvern, not a dragon.
No, it's not this one I have opinions about.
It's the next one.
Whenever you get to the one that begins with B.
Is it the Baroth?
Yes.
Which one?
It's the Baroth. I asked several times in the playtesting material and in my feedback, they needed to put a whistle in the Baroth mini. They never did. But I feel betrayed. For those who have played Monster Hunter, every time the Baroth wants to crush you, it does what we call the choo-choo. It goes choo-choo and like whistles, right, and then charges into you. I wanted a whistle on the Baroth mini.
Welcome to the program, Real Time. You came for a very special episode. James and I got my copy of Monster Hunter World, the board game, yesterday. And we're just doing a live unboxing on stream. This is the Baroth. This monster gave us a hard time in playtesting. This monster kicked our teeth in a couple times.
It did.
And
it's another vibe check, isn't it? I feel like Baroth is
the second vibe check of the video game.
Yeah, and then like Diabolos is the one after that, basically.
I have to tell you, I'm really excited to paint this model because I have a color that I'm going to use because it's covered in mud, right? And that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really cool color shift metallic paint. That's like a shiny like blue to purple. And I'm going to paint it that and then just go fucking matte brown on the mud.
Nice.
And that's going to be really cool.
But that body make... I know, right, Iggy? That's what I was thinking of Baroth, and I was like, it would make such a good whistle.
It really would make a good whistle. We should drill yours out to make a whistle.
Yeah.
I'll tell Michael. I'll tell Michael the dream, and I'll see if he can do it. He's very mechanically inclined.
Oh, nice.
We'll see if he can put it together for you. I actually hated this boss fight. This boss fight here, the Puke Puke, however, I love fighting this monster.
Oh, yeah. This guy's funny.
I also think it's like this will be a fun one just for the colors too, because it's got purple and green.
Very vibrant.
Very vibrant. Very, very cool monster. I might pull this one off. So a lot of these, when I paint them, I will be pulling them off the base, just to get underneath them.
Oh, can you pull them off the bases?
I mean, they're glued to the bases, but yeah, you can fix that. That's how I did the tyrants when I did, or so the Nemesi when I did the Resident Evil 3. Box with Adam.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I was actually thinking about auctioning that off for a charity.
That'd be lovely.
The Resident Evil 3 like base game that I have is completely painted. How does this go in? How do you go home? I just want to put you in your home. Are you too good to go to your home?
I think he has to go underneath.
What's this monster called, James?
The Gyarados, right?
The Gyarados, yeah.
I think it's Gyarados. Let me...
Right.
Oh, yeah, the Gyarados.
Gyarados,
yeah.
Geratidus,
yeah.
Geratidos.
Depending on what part of the world you're from, I don't know.
Hooray! Oh, yay! We do get the swax.
Woo!
Look at that. And that's actually the Baroth swax. That's funny, I recognize that. The Baroth armor. This is lovely. I love this so much.
Let's hope.
We also have Insect Glaive, IG.
Dude,
What?
so I had so many opinions about the insect glaive in this game. Yeah, I really, really tried my hardest to make the insect glaive as true to the game as possible when I was testing.
This is the charge blade. Yeah, which is like it does look like they didn't include the lance, and that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I get it. They'll probably have lance in Ice Crown because Ice Crown is when lance gets good. But this one's wearing the Puke hat. Is it terrible that I kind of want to paint the monster hunters after we paint the monsters?
I also I'm just more excited about painting because we've been painting like
Small
tiny
for
minis
a while, yeah.
for a long time. So to paint big minis is
bigatures. You got the bug now.
Biggerines, yeah. It's yeah. I want to keep doing
and
the Gyarados, the Gyarados, yeah.
Gyarados. Real time, by the way, again, welcome. Was hanging out with James and I the other day while we were just vibing in chat. What game were you playing?
It was Steve. Steve
Playing
was
Resident Evil
playing
4, yeah.
a whole bunch of games, yeah. Rule time. Thank you for coming. And yeah, guys, you should go follow if you like Resident Evil, Dead Space Remake, etc. Like survival horror just in general. You should go follow Rule Time on Twitter.
They have
Rule Time.
At Rule Time on Twitter. Really cool fellow. Really cool friend. This is again another rule book, and this just like the first one has a quest book, which is a choose your own adventure for Monster Hunter boss fights. I will look at the map for this one as well because the maps are cool. It's kind of again I can't say enough how much having the visual element.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Having the visual elements to this, it really makes the game easier, more exciting to try and to pick up.
Seeing this has gotten me. I know I'm excited for this game, but it's got me even more excited about Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, the Resident Evil, like just again, we're talking about the improvements Steamforged has made as a company in terms of their miniature production. Let's just say nothing about how much better that Resident Evil engine has gotten since they made Resident Evil 2. And this is me saying I liked Resident Evil 2 a lot, but like how they changed it for Resident Evil 3 made the game so much better. And again, how they changed it for Resident Evil 4, or sorry, the Resident Evil is even more exciting to get to see people learn and talk about.
They all like all the games. They feel different as well. So they like, yeah. And
these are the one. Oh, look at this. They are they double-sided? They're not.
Yeah.
But they have the rocks in this one actually have the red rocks from the you see what I mean? It's the red rocks from the board. So you have like thematic rocks. I do see that they made 2 core sets too, so that you can buy one or the other depending on which monsters or weapons you want to use. This is lovely. I remember this part. This is where you fight the Gyarados. And this does look just like an overhead shot of that region too, which is wild. Like I know this waterfall, I know that tree, because you start off like right back here, like and when you first come into the zone, and you have to run past all this. You make your jump off this tree, you roll, you dove past. There's like mushrooms here. There's a shroom you can get in this area, and you just keep going.
Yeah, there's a thing you can grab onto, as well.
Yeah,
all the way down there.
Yeah. Then sometimes you're here, and you'll like wandering monsters will sometimes be here. Like the Rajang or the Pickle.
The Pickle!
The Devil Joe! Go Joe! Go Devil Joe.
The name of the pickle now. Oh, Devil Joe,
it's
yeah.
Devil, yeah, it's got Devil
literally
Joe.
just said that.
It's the same name. Now I see why they only give you so many. Because they assume you have a second batch of 4 friends.
Yeah. Though they give you, the little dial things.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to point out to people who have this or are getting this and to yourself, Burger, is that they only give you just enough of the clippy things to clip
together.
all of them together. So just be very careful about not losing those because you don't get any spares.
Cool. All right, we might have some extra time after this. Oh, bye, Martin. It was nice to see you.
I'll catch you later, mine.
And again, more instructions on how to organize the tray, which we may even get to doing after we're done opening the rest of the boxes, of which we have 3 more. Which elder dragon should I do first?
You should do them in the order that we fight them. So Teostra.
Nergigante?
Is Nergigante the first one?
Nergigante
it is.
Yeah, he busts your shit up when you're fighting what's its face. The Kushala Daora. No, not the Kushala Daora.
Beatrice?
The big one. Basil Goose is a different one. Basil Goose is the one that's like the revenge monster. Nergigante comes in. There's that one where you're like, it's the mountain-sized one that you have the whole scene where you're like doing a siege against, and then you can like mount it and climb its body.
Oh yeah, the main character Elder Dragon.
the big one.
I forgot his name. Yeah.
It had really cool armor that I was trying to farm for a while, but the monster's so long to fight.
Yeah, it was boring. It became boring after a while.
It's like, hey, you got 40 minutes to maybe get the piece that you need to make this armor?
And like Nergigante, the amount of hours I put into trying to farm its horns.
Yeah, this monster kicked your teeth in. Really cool that it has additional rules as well because it does add spikes.
Yeah, I even if you broke the problem with World, there was some problems because there was like, even if you broke a part of the monster, there was still a chance that you wouldn't have gotten the thing, and it was quite a high chance that you didn't get it. And I was farming for weeks on Nergigante to get like a part of his, like a broken part of his, and I kept breaking. I was playing Insect Glaive. I was like, pretty much my whole job is to break things. And I just couldn't fucking get it.
Yeah, so at the start of his turn, he gets extra like soak damage.
Gotta go, but I'll be lurking. All right, Shoji, thank you.
Bye, Cho. Nergigante. Oh, and he has a little quest. That's cute. He has his own little book. That's adorable.
Little babby quest.
You add spike shot to its behavior deck. If you finish with more tracks than the minimum, but fewer than the maximum, add head thrust to the behavior deck. With equal to the more tracks, add. Yeah, we still have to go back and take a look at the. This adds downtime activities. That's pretty cool. Visit the resource center. Provision stockpile. Meowscular Chef. Adds +1 resistance to the selected elemental type for the duration. That's really cool. That's free resistances. Pet the Poogie. Pet the Poogie. Some believe that this brings you luck. Others believe this is a myth. Head to a single investigation or temperate investigation and play it again, regardless of how many times the group has already attempted that quest. The selected quest must be played next. If you have already attempted a total of 4 Great Dragon's investigation quests and wish to attempt a 5th, they must be done so by visiting the handler. If the group were to fail this 5th attempt, they could attempt it again for a 6th time by visiting the handler. Okay, cool. Let's just replay. And then here's more arena quests, I guess, for the Nergigante. And that's all that's in this box. Here's the Nergigante's. Here's the Nergigante's actual card of the different stuff. Here's his reward table. Oh, that's what the dice is for rewards. And that's it. That's the Nergigante box. There's nothing underneath this. I think we should just move on.
Yeah, it's about just plotting into like any map you're on, basically.
Yeah. I'm kidding. We're obviously gonna look at the Nergigante.
I do like the ones that are dedicated to my type of players who want to befriend the monsters with stories. Yeah, well, to a certain extent. The Nergigante, my wings were okay for the Nergigante, I noticed.
Yeah. I mean, it ships. It spends time on a boat.
Yeah.
It's not temperature cargo,
and...
so it sits in the sun for days.
Look at that boy.
He is a boy.
Big.
Is the egg thing that you and Choji do? Is that a TikTok thing, by the way?
No, that's a me thing.
Oh, because there's a new Magic the Gathering thing where they
Oh
say
yeah.
egg because there's an item that's a Phyrexian incubation token, and they go egg.
Oh right, so it's built. The meme is built from a chicken farmer basically gave Jeremy Clarkson an egg that a chicken had just laid, and when she puts it in his hands, he goes egg, egg.
Um,
That's where it's come from.
I'll tell you
It's-
this much, James. Like, these will be really ideal candidates for some fun blending with contrast paints.
Okay.
Um,
I think if I'm gonna learn blending, it's gonna be with these guys.
yeah,
There's
there's
so
so
much
much
blending.
space. Yeah, I'm gonna be using my airbrush a lot for these. Um, so this will be a fun project to for me at the very least. I can dive into some cool airbrush techniques because I don't use my airbrush a lot on stream as it is. Um, but we can also talk with James about getting him some big brushes. Um,
I got some big synthetic brushes.
yeah, so big brushes are going to be what we do. What gets us through a lot of this project is um, like some of the Citadel dry brushing stuff.
It's not other than like kind of facial details. There's not going to be a lot of high detail work on these guys.
No,
I don't
not a
think
lot.
it's just
It's picking out the things appropriately.
um,
This is the one, wasn't it? This is the one you warned me about.
which one?
This particular monster is the one you warned me about.
Oh right, yeah.
Wait, I think this goes in this way. And this goes in this way.
It's no, they go in, they cup each other, so one cups over the other one.
Like this.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
you might have to like move them around and.
No, it's perfect. I got it. Then we'll punch your tokens at the very least, so you never have to look at them again.
I actually haven't punched my individual boxes yet.
This is the only thing in here. I don't like this here. How that's not a complete closed in.
Yeah.
That just feels like a problem. But I get it. You have to have it set in a certain way so that it. All right. That was Nurjajante. Next up is the Teostra. Ta-da! Big red one.
This guy gave me a lot of trouble.
The monster Teostra is like hard.
Yeah, like the problem is that he has a lot of like little stagger stuff that he does.
Yep.
And as a
If you don't have
as an
flinch free,
insect
you're gonna have a
glaver,
bad time.
yeah, as an insect glaver where basically your whole thing is being mobile, and he had a bunch of stuff that would just stagger you and knock me out of my.
Why I play Lance. Look at that! It even has bonus stagger tokens. Look at that. That's funny.
So yeah, we know you're gonna be you're gonna get staggered.
I don't remember fighting this one in the board game. This might have been one that we didn't get to.
I think we did, but I think we destroyed it because I think we had overpowered weapons and stuff.
We did have overpowered weapons and stuff. This also might have, there was a period of time where we were like there was a weapon that we just weren't reading correctly. Because like there's a day that Steve called me and was like, "Hey, like, so what are you doing?" Oh, you're doing that wrong.
Oh.
Oh, hey, look at that. Teostra doesn't have extra wings that you have to take off.
Yeah, he's just all built in.
He looks like
Nice.
Sphinx, doesn't he?
He does. Very regal.
Very regal.
Good old flying fire lion.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. He's mostly like brownish and red, bright red on the main.
Bunch of reds and some oranges. Oh, this guy.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I like painting fire a lot, so that's key for me. Pets, I give pets to Chip. Gib Pets.
Geeb.
There we go. Nope. Rotate. There it is. Once again, we have the rulebook for the Teostra. This little storybook. Does it add anything additional? It just adds Teostra. Adds Rarity 5 equipment. It gives you instructions on how to add them to your campaign, too. Boom. Yeah, anytime you want to add when you complete your first quest, Jagger's Breath, you may select the assigned quest for Teostra. But you don't do this until later in the campaign to avoid a crushing defeat if you take on the Elder Dragon too early. If adding multiple 5-star quests to your campaign, add 5 for each monster added. Additionally, it's entirely up to you which 5-star monsters you wish to add. That's neat. So you get some cool stuff. And Teostra has Fiery Presence. When a hunter ends their turn in a node adjacent to Teostra, they suffer explosion damage. If all 12 Black Scale Dust tokens are on the battlefield, on the board game when Teostra begins its turn, resolve the Supernova card. That's what this one did. Yeah. It exploded. It just. Oh my goodness. Because it
we
leaves.
Were like, wait, what do we do? What do we do? I remember us panicking.
Yeah, it leaves its scales on the ground, and then they all explode. Yes, I remember this now. That's funny. That's awesome. This is so cool.
Yeah, I've got some. I sent a picture of all the boxes to the local friends of mine, and they're like, "I've never played Monster Hunter," and I'm like, "Let's play the board game."
Yeah. The last box that we have for the day. Dun 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 dun.
I love that this mini is so big that the box is bigger than the core boxes.
Yeah. This will be fun. This will be a fun day.
This was also a monster that gave me so much trouble.
Yeah, this is also a monster that has a Resident Evil tie-in.
It does.
I think it gives you this is the decaying one, right?
No, that's Val Chirac.
Val Chirac is the one that has the Resident Evil tie-in. This is the one that summons tornadoes.
Yes, it's made of all made of metal. This fucker, because it's basically the only weak points on this guy is its head, and it's only a particular point of its head and the tip of its tail.
Yep.
Right. Everywhere else you hit on this thing, your weapon will
off.
Rebound. Right, unless you have a heavy weapon, like a great hammer or something. And I was trying to farm this fucker's tail. I would chop its tail off every time, but I would never get the tail. It was so annoying because this thing was so annoying to fight against as an insect claver, because it would put tornadoes everywhere. So you'd just be flying. You couldn't.
I got hit by a tornado.
Exactly. But man, does this mini look fucking good.
It looks so dope.
It's again, this is the mini, by the way, that I'm going to use 100% in a D&D campaign.
As an ancient silver dragon?
It's going to be a platinum silver dragon. Yeah, a Bahamut maybe. It's just, it looks so good. I love it.
Mine tail. Look at that. Look at this. This is wild.
It looks like the pose they've chosen. I know I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age recently, but it actually looks like the logo for Dragon Age.
It does. Look at it from the side. Rar. That is funny.
I love its name as well, Kushala Deora. It's a really cool
powerful name.
Unique, yeah.
It is funny. I like this a lot.
For those who haven't played, by the way, this thing is basically just covered in metal. It's just like a metal scaled dragon.
It's so cool. All right, and that's the last of the Monster Hunter boxes.
Slice of that thing. It's so big.
This one doesn't have tokens.
I think underneath.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, look at that. Thank you, James.
You a game. Yeah, I spent a good few hours on Thursday, going through the boxes.
Cool. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad that worked out that way.
Yeah.
That must have been a nice distraction for you.
It was really nice, actually. Yeah.
I find this to be a cathartic activity. So, James, by the way, I mentioned earlier I was
Yeah.
watching Crown of Candy. Have you seen it yet?
No.
You should watch the Crown of Candy on Dimension 20. I know you have my info.
I do have your info. I will watch it.
Because that's the campaign to watch to catch up on what Matt Mercer's doing.
Okay, but I also have to catch up on Critical Role as well.
No, fuck Critical Role.
No.
James, how are we supposed to watch it together if you don't catch up?
I mean, I don't know. You watched it without me.
I mean, I'm not watching the other one without you, James. I saw somebody on my Dropout account was watching it already, and I assumed it was you. So.
Oh no, it wasn't me.
But it's Game of Thrones.
I've not really been doing a lot on my PC.
It's Game of Thrones, but with candy.
But we can't. It's like there was a module that was the Coast for D&D. I think it was actually Charlie. Wow, I forgot his name. Christopher Perkins, released a few years ago, and it was Assault on Gundrop Mountain, and it was such a good one shot. Like, I've used it several. It reminds me of that, so I'm very interested in it, and it's basically like everybody. Where the party is going, the land is so abhorrent and awful to look at that the only way to go through it is to imbibe a potion that makes everything look like candy and sweet things, or else you'll be sick and gross.
Yeah, in this one, it literally is just Candyland.
Nice.
It's not just, but there's Candyland. There's Fructera, which is the fruit area. There's the Dairy Islands.
Dairy Islands.
Dairy Islands. Yeah, it's been fun because there's a lot of just like, like Brendan's planning to fucking kill somebody, and they just make some rolls that are bonkers. All right, so because we have a little bit of time, I will punch one of these. I'll probably punch the other one.
Punch it.
Because I'm probably going to play that one first.
Yeah, that's wise.
All right.
Are you excited for Armored Core 6?
I am. A little. We actually talked about it a little bit earlier on the stream. I'm kind of excited for it. The trailer makes it look a little extra in a way that I'm not super pleased about.
Okay.
But overall, like, I'm excited to play as a tank mech. I just want to shit can roll over stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of. I have not played any of the previous Armored Core games because time and time again I would miss the train in terms of having the console to play them. So I never actually got to playing them. So this will be my first Armored Core game.
That's
I'm very
exciting.
excited about it. Yeah, and like just judging by the interviews as well, they've the producers and the creative directors and stuff have said that basically they've taken a bunch of they've taken what they've learned from the Dark Souls and the Elden Ring and the Bloodborne and Sekiro series, and they've kind of built some of that stuff into Armored Core while also keeping the DNA of the original games. And
that's awesome.
If there's anybody who can do that, it's From Software. Like, they do so well that kind of stuff. They're very excited about it.
All right, 1 and 1. The hunters are okay. So these are equipped weapons.
I've just kept my cards wrapped.
Oh,
because like if I unwrap them, they will get messed up in the box. I feel like I need something to keep the cards in place.
what's this? Oh, these are actually the other weapons. Well, that's why the game is designed the way it is, right? So you can put stuff down to lock things in.
Mm.
But I will slide this off to the back. And let's get punching. Let's get punchy, everybody.
Get punching.
Punch it.
What's that song? What's that song you're doing?
It's
I
just,
don't know.
it's just something I'm doing, James.
It's just a song, something you're working on.
Yeah, well, yeah, something I'm working on.
That's what we just say now, and we don't know what the fuck's happening. It's something I'm working
This is
on.
a little private joke. It's an inside joke with myself.
It's an inside joke, yeah.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't understand.
I'll tell you what. Adam Russell Reeves, former member of the show, did teach me one thing that I use in board games now. A lot of the times is I take a Sharpie and get the edges of my tokens with black Sharpie. It is nice.
What does that do?
It tightens up the colors. It gives you a little variant, like a comic book.
Oh, I see. Cool. Yeah, I get you now.
You're pretty cool.
Do my best.
Me too, bud. I hear ya. I mean, not looking to whatever activity comes after this today.
Yeah, groceries.
Yeah, likely.
Dude. I tell you, the D&D game yesterday.
How was it?
Was chaos.
What happened? Tell me about it.
So it's meant to be a heist, right? I've been basically trying to get this game going for 3 weeks, and I was very excited to get this game going because it's a heist and it had a lot of information that was being said.
Is the chat dead, by the way, or have I been missing something?
No, the chat is slowed down a little bit.
All right, cool.
But yeah.
No.
So
fudge sticks. I had a
one?
bend. Yeah, one didn't come out cleanly. So
I hate that. Yeah, I did that for one.
Look at that.
One of the layers came off, so I have to re-glue it.
Dang.
But yeah, we had absolute chaos. It's meant to be a heist, and it will set up as a heist. And I think half the party was completely okay with it being a heist, so they were trying to treating it as one, non-combatant, getting information. But then two of the party members, specifically one, kind of panicked a little bit when something happened. And it just slowly devolved into kill guard, stick him in box, kill another guard, stick it in another box. Until eventually they were just surrounded by guards, and they had to think of a plan.
Can't have witnesses if nobody survives to be a witness, James.
But there was 75 guards in this place, so they had to basically think on their feet. And Rune came back, which was really great to see. And Rune used a fantastic spell scroll to summon 8 wolves to distract all the guards so they could get all the prisoners out.
Nice. Next time you see Rune, please tell them I said hello.
I will do. Yeah. I was doing dishes, but I think I'm done now. Okay, Iggy.
Welcome back.
But yeah, it was fun. It was really.
Yeah.
It's D&D. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But I did not expect it to turn into. Yeah, I did not expect it to turn into a murder hobo adventure. It was so funny because only 2 of them knew what was happening at this time. The rest of them were just talking to all the guards as their disguises, and they kind of getting information. And then these other 2 were just murdering everybody without anybody else knowing.
Where'd everybody go?
Exactly.
What do you mean we're not supposed to be doing this?
And we were having very kind of Ocean's 11 Guy Ritchie film-esque moments where parts of the questioning, the heist part of the party were seeing the backs of the murder hobo side of the party walking in a direction, but they didn't know who they were because they were in disguise.
That's so funny.
It's D&D. It's great.
Those
are the things, by the way, that you guys are seeing on screen. Those are the things I'm talking about that might go missing, so be careful of those.
There's a scene in Crown of Candy where they're a DC 25 persuasion roll, and the character gets a nat 20. So it's a critical hit and passed it.
Oh, they got it, did they? Did they
Yeah.
succeed?
Mhm.
Nice.
And then the
And-
contested roll was a crit fail. So it was just like totally. It was fun,
I do love it when that happens.
but you could just tell like as a DM you see it in other DMs. When your players do something that you didn't think of, or
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, last night, I had no idea how they're going to. They're in the middle of this prison, right? And I just told them that 20 guards are just about to come through the room that they are in. And I'd also just told them that there are about 40 guards up above them in a barracks, up above a spiral staircase,
wow.
right? So they're basically flanked at the moment, right? And I was like, I have no idea how they're going to do this. So I'm just going to sit back, give them a couple minutes to think,
And then kill them.
and then see what happens. And yeah, Netro used an ever-smoking bottle to, as soon as they left, put an ever-smoking bottle down so the whole room filled up with smoke so they couldn't see the wolves. And the last person to leave was Rune's character, who basically had a third-level spell scroll and just shook the wolves out of the spell scroll into the room. So then when the guards came and they locked themselves out of that room, but then when the guards came into there and the guards came from upstairs, they all converged on these 8 wolves, and it was just a fucking massacre.
Of the wolves? Or did the wolves just like...
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Because I had to work out... These are all humans, so they had no kind of like extra sensory things about them. They couldn't see in the dark. They didn't have any kind of special... They were just guards, right? Whereas wolves have advantage on smelling and hearing, right? So they had the advantage on all of these guards. And these guards are coming in one by one because these doors were very narrow because it's a prison.
Right.
Yeah,
times.
and exactly. Then they learned later on that they went there for one particular prisoner, but they freed most of them. But they learned later on that they needed to go back into this central room to go up that spiral staircase to get some documents.
Some documents.
Yes, well, it's some ledgers on the names, the numbers, the crimes of everybody that had been in Revel's End, this prison.
Nice.
And this prisoner needed them because they didn't tell them what they needed them for, but it's a criminal, so probably not good stuff.
Probably not a good time.
Yeah, so the thief in the party went invisible, which was Martin, went invisible, went upstairs, narrowly avoided the wolves, went into the office of the warden, who was now dead, and actually had a really deep backstory to her, but she got killed by the wolves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, went into her office, got all these ledgers, came back, gave the ledgers to Prisoner 13, and then they booked it out there.
Good. That sounds fucking wild.
It was wild. That darn Assassin's Creed logic. Yeah, it was like, I'll sneak for the first, 5 minutes of this game. And, for the rest of it, just going to stab everybody.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to somebody about, D&D and, I was talking with another DM about, players who want to do dumb stuff. And, sometimes you have to, players want to do dumb, overpowered stuff, right? And then... get mad that you create dumb, overpowered obstacles for them.
Mm-hmm. To me, that's like an awesome thing because that's the challenge you have to overcome.
Right.
Right. But,
do I build the stand and put it in the box or no?
I did. I actually put my little standees in the boxes where the combos for the weapons go, but. Also, those little standees for me, they were pretty hard to put on.
Yeah, they did. Here they go.
But yeah, because basically after you punch out everything, you can just get rid of those cutouts.
Right.
And you're saving a good chunk of space in that box.
A centimeter or so.
Yeah.
I could see that I was supposed to put my dials in that little container spot first. And put everything on top of it. Where's everything else go? Hunters go there. This section is for time cards. We're going to set up the box appropriately. We're going to set the box up for success.
Success.
Get this out of the way. All right, let's get back in here. There's so many tiny little things. I have to do so much cleanup after this.
I just threw my cards in the corner of the room. They've been there for a few days now.
Go away! Go away!
Yeah, I don't want to know you.
Alright. So the sheet looks like this. Alright, so let's pull everything out. Alright, so this bottom right corner is for any of the weapons and armor stuff we haven't unlocked or picked up yet. Good. There you go. That was easy. As you can see me scuffing up my nail polish a lot doing this. Alright.
Now.
And this is number 3 this is where you store time cards and unused Palico cards. So we'll put those there. And it's funny because you can add the games together. Just look at the general stack of the time cards and the space that they give you for them. All right, so the next one over. Oh, hey, look at that. You can combine the two things for monster behavior cards. Oh, it's a typo. That's funny.
Oh, we got our first typo.
Yeah, because it says use your Wildspire waste cards. And this is obviously not the Wildspire waste. This is the Ancient Forest. Yeah. All right. Dividing them by weapon type. Okay. So these are all the monster behavior cards. They leave those there. Number 4 and then 8. Okay, so number 5 is in this section store any unused attack cards. Okay, so 1 and 2 are the base attacks. And I'm guessing these are just the Alright, let's pull this down because I need space. Let's move you out of the way again.
Spice.
Spice. The Infinite Frontier.
Yes. I'm ordering food.
What are you ordering?
Pizza. Meteor.
Nice. What kind of pizza?
Say again?
What kind of pizza?
It's a meteor pizza.
What's a meteor
So
pizza?
it's a barbecue base. It's got like actually I'll go through the whole description in a second. Yes. I got Fallout Boy in my freaking head. I don't know why. I don't normally listen to Fallout Boy.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You do.
Like the last time I listened to Fallout Boy was like in 2009. I do not listen to them.
Oh, that's neat. So when you pick up your initial hunter cards, it does come with your initial loadout, which is pretty cool. Okay.
So barbecue base, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, smoked bacon rashers, pork meatballs, ground beef, and sausage. With a classic crust.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I got a voucher through the door, so I was like, well, might as well get a large meal for one for 10 quid. That sounds like a good deal.
Sounds like a very good deal.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a meal for $10, I think is a wonderful deal.
Especially since that pizza is going to last me 2 days. So
Right.
it's essentially a £5 meal.
I mean, it could, especially if you be 2 days of food, depending on your metabolism.
True.
All right. Excellent. So these are the unused weapons. The unequipped weapons and armor cards that the hunters have forged. Okay.
Speaking of Steamforged, new Kickstarter update for Elden Ring.
Really? Did you back Elden Ring?
Yeah, I put a pound into it, so I just get updates.
Nice. All right. So here's the base one for that. I might actually do some. I might do some extra labor here.
Okay. What are you doing?
I am going to add the initial attack decks to these kits. So like when a game does get played, it's just pick up the thing and it has all of your
You can
all of your
pick up
damage
and
cards
go.
to it as well.
Yeah.
We got nowhere to be for a bit.
Yeah. You never put money into a Kickstarter. That's fair. I honestly, I think the apprehension is valid because it's like Kickstarters. There's been a lot of.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going through something right now. I'm kind of worried about. I kickstarted a dice thing last year, and I haven't received my dice yet, and they haven't said anything about production, but they sent me another email saying we're going to be kickstarting a new set of dice. It's like,
what?
Okay, how about you deliver the first set of dice that I've paid for?
Right.
I was really excited about these dice too because they're basically I was going to use them for my Alien RPG game because they're very alien colors like greens, neon greens, and blacks.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean that's if they're real. It is.
8.
Sure about this bloody drama with Jedi Survivor.
A little bit. I heard it was release broken.
Yeah, on PC specifically, as usual.
Yeah, obviously.
People with actually anyone who has a 4090 and like a 12900K, like Intel CPU, they still get stutter and under 60 frames. It's horrible,
wild.
and it doesn't matter like what your settings are. Even if you put it on low, you still get the stutter. It's the exact same. Just I'm getting real fed up with the disrespect that developers / publishers have for the PC community.
For real.
Because you know what's wild about it is that like they made a tweet about it saying, this is we've seen the reports that people have a problem with like blah blah blah, and they said this is not up to our typical standards. You play like Jedi Fallen Order. It's still a stuttery mess to this day on PC.
It's weird because it's done on the Dice engine. It's done on
Right.
Frostbite, so it shouldn't be. Is the problem?
Yeah. So like, oh, it's so frustrating. It's like, what is your standard then? If your standard is a freezy mess, a stuttery mess, then you don't have a standard.
Right, 100%.
Are there any modern games that aren't broken for PC on release? I tell you, I am fair, and there was a game that was released recently, and it was also a PlayStation game exclusive for a bit, and that was Returnal. That game came out on PC, and it had recommended settings for it, and then the recommended settings were far above my PC, but the game ran like a dream on my PC.
Yeah.
So
Returnal's cool.
it's great. There are some, but it's a very small minority compared to like a lot of other games, even like big AAA games, like Jedi Survivor or even Elden Ring. The first week that Elden Ring was out, there was some problems with some PCs, and you know how much I love that game. Like
It's true.
Wolong Fallen Dis. Yeah, Wolong was another one. I tried to play. Do you know I had my reservations about Wolong because when I saw a trailer for that game, and I wasn't looking at the gameplay. I was actually looking at the environments, and the amount of repeated patterns and textures I was seeing really threw me, and it made me go, I can't enjoy the look of this game when it looks like a PS2 game from 1999.
It's completely valid,
Yeah, and then I heard about the optimization problem. I was like, yeah, gonna skip that one.
Dachi Claws, go up here.
Trying to think of like another game. I think Resident Evil 4 was a well optimized game. It had some issues, but like in comparison to everything else that's come out the past 2.5 years,
It was not the worst.
yeah, it was extremely good. My PC was just above recommended for that game, and I can't play it on Ultra, of course, but I can play it where it is on on par with console games.
All right, so these are the unused weapon cards. So these are the upgrades to all the weapons sorted by weapon type. Beautiful. Perfect. These are unlocked. I guess that's where I'll put my doodad here for now. And then, I didn't actually take all of these out.
Yeah, and then there was like a guy who also, he has a guy who made a tweet as well earlier saying that emulation is piracy when it's not.
Right. I've heard Wolong is very good.
Yeah, when you can play it, it's a fun game. Like a friend of mine, Aaron, has been having a lot of fun with that game. He's been making some content on it. He plays a lot of those kind of games like Neo and Dark Souls, Elden Ring.
Right.
Neo is a game that I keep being told to play and I haven't. I keep being told that I might really like it.
Interesting.
You're really going to town on this. Well done.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get it set up right, James.
Yeah.
So these are unlocked ones that we haven't used yet.
So another game I know it's like almost 10 years old, but Dragon Age Inquisition, now that I can play on basically a maxed out PC for its time when it came out. That game is so pretty. Came out in 2014. I mean the character models are a bit whack, but
right, still.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Like there's games that have come out now that look worse than the environments I see in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Absolutely. That's another game I think they made in Frostbite, isn't it?
It was, yeah. It was one of the first games actually made in Frostbite. So many of these games have been off the market. How are we supposed to play with that? Exactly, Iggy. Which is why it was actually a Sony. It was a Sony court case. That yeah, the result was slammed down, and it was said that emulation is not piracy as long as you are not profiting off it.
Yep.
Basically, like distribution. Yeah. Inquisition is really pretty. It really is. Like the effects on it, the sound in that game is great as well. I think that's one thing that can be overlooked. The sounds and the audio is fantastic.
I like Inquisition quite a bit. I've never beaten it. I've never. Honestly, I haven't played very much of it at all.
It's a big time commitment.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
part of it.
Still never give up the Iron Ball stretches. Yeah, I just completed the first. I haven't ever completed the DLCs because I played that game on release and then didn't touch it for a few years, and then the DLCs came out and like they are also fantastic. Like they're well rated, but they always are with Dragon Age. But I just completed the Descent DLC, and it made me cry at the end. It was like so sad.
That's the one where it's you find out about the old gods, the old dwarven gods.
You find out about a Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's basically the lyrium that like is basically the economy of the Dragon Age world. Like lyrium is like gold, basically.
Yeah.
For nobles, and it feeds Templars and gives them their powers, and it has a whole bunch of other stuff.
It's also
Lyrium
makes mages weaker.
Yes, yeah. But lyrium is the lifeblood of the Titan that basically. So, everybody's been basically just siphoning blood from a Titan.
Mining its corpse.
Yeah. Well, it's still alive. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's still alive. It's still there. Because you get to this point where, Volta, Shaper Volta, who's with you the entire time you're going through Descent, she's constantly talking about these rhythmic kind of earthquakes that happen.
Yep.
And dwarfs, just like in most like kind of media, dwarves can read the stone and they can hear the stone. And she was like, it feels like breathing. Like you go through the entire thing, and then you get to where the source of it is, and it's basically it's kind of a hollow earth kind of theory situation that you've got to. But then you see like this huge rocky heart that's booming out. Yeah, and it's like feeding lyrium into the rock around, and then she makes the connection that we're never going to find the Titan because we're inside the Titan. So you've been like going through the depths of the deep roads this entire time, and
isn't she also somebody who can utilize magic as a dwarf?
Yes, she's other than the other shaper, who I forget the name of right now. Yeah, no, it's Sandal, but there's also he can weave. He can't use magic. Well, there's theories that he could, but he can weave. Dwarves very good at weaving and enchanting, but her and I can't remember bloody names. She's from Origins and DA2 though, but Volta, yeah, she's one of the first dwarves that can use quote magic because she was given it by the Titan. Yeah, at the end of at the end of Descent, and then she changes into a different person, and then you never see her again.
Yep.
And like I got really connected to her. I was like, "Fuck's sake!" I like Shale, the Gollum companion. Yeah, I love Shale too. Yeah, Shale was funny.
Was that Dragon Age Origins?
Yeah.
That was a bonus DLC, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was when they were just like putting out a bunch of like little fragmented like kind of DLCs, like little companions and little dungeons and stuff.
Fucking beastly.
He was, yeah. He was very good. He was so funny too. He reminds me. He's like the Iron Ball like version. Like Shale is the Iron Ball of our Origins, basically. He's so funny. I'm romancing Cassandra in this playthrough though.
Nice.
Because it just makes sense for my character, I think. even though my character looks like a twig. Cassandra's literally going to break him in half.
Good.
Like,
He deserves
and
it. He's a
and he
naughty
will enjoy
boy.
it. It's so funny. Like, I think I don't know which romantic line is my favorite, but hers is up there because it's the best part. Oh, that's my food. One sec.
Okay. I don't know what James is going to say, so I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody.
Cheers, got it all?
Yeah, I got it.
Brilliant, Doc. See ya. See ya.
Let me do this.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back. And I'm basically done. So and it's time. So that's fucking wonderful.
Tis time. Oops.
James, thank you for your service in the content mines.
You say again?
I said thank you for your service in the content mines.
Forever digging until I get to my Titan.
Until you get to your Titan. You playing some Monster Hunter later? Or not Monster? You playing some Dragon Age later?
I'll probably play some after I finish my dinner. Yeah.
Depending on what I'm up to this afternoon, I might see you again.
Key friend.
Let me get this box put away. Oops.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, Iggy. I don't know what their pronouns were. I can't remember. It was a long time since I played Origins. Yeah, I did say I'll speak to Muzu James in the Discord, Fast Discord, and I was discussing that Origins, and this is hard for me to say because Origins is in one of my top 3 games, but Origins has aged quite badly.
Yeah, it really has.
In terms of how it looks, there are some stories that are a little bit wonky. Yeah, but Dragon Age Inquisition is kind of even after almost 10 years, that game still
That
holds
wing
up.
texture is impressive. I actually have a stencil that's like a wing, like webbing, like a veiny pattern that I might try on one of these.
Oh, nice.
Might try it on the Kushala Daora because it'll look really cool with different shades of metallics. But that's the program. Tune in next week, same bat time, same bat channel. James and I may be working on something new.
Ooh.
Thanks for tuning in for our unboxing live stream. It's funny how that worked out, that I was able to just put my box together real quick, right for everybody. So y'all can see how to do it at home. I have some cleaning up now to do, which I won't do on stream, but I do want to thank everybody for coming to support the show. Thank you to Iggy. Thank you to Sai, who joined us for a bit. Thank you to Martin, who was our first customer of the day. And thank you to Cruise Ship Choji.
Real time as well.
And Real Time stopped by, which was fun. Sten is also really funny. It's big blessing to Sten. I do think it's weird that they changed the Canary from 1 to 2 so drastically, and nobody
really did. It's like,
oh,
we don't have the budget to put the horns on. Sorry.
It reminds me of that scene. There's an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine where they go back to like rotoscope into the Trouble with Triples episode. And they comment on what Klingons look like in the original series, and they all look at Worf, who says, "We don't talk about it," and that's it. that's all that's part of it. We don't talk about it, and then move on. Of course, you do find out why that is. There's a genophage that happened. It's very much like the one race of people in Mass Effect. But yeah,
it's similar with Sten. There is talk from Iron Ball about the different casts of Kunari as well.
But you do meet another Sten who has horns.
Right, you do actually.
Anywho, I love you, James. Y'all have a good night. Iggy, again, thanks for joining us. Same thing to everybody else. Again, Cruise Choji, Martin Garrett, Full Time. See y'all next week. Bye. I love you.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you.